Hello everyone, Dominic here. I'm joined by another special guest today. It's Fabian Broich from Esports, head of performance, right, Fabian?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Hi.
and thank you for joining me. I did say how's it going before I hit record, and obviously disappointing for you guys. Talk us through that match. I guess the first game, Fabian, because for me, I felt like XL kept the gold pretty level with Fnatic. Yes, Fnatic had a few more kills, and then you had to go through the chrono break. Talk us through a little bit from your perspective how that was.
Yeah, I think it was a very long day. In Berlin, we are 5 minutes before midnight, so obviously it's disappointing to end the week by a loss. But regardless, I think we had a really strong showing today, especially in the first game. We fought toe to toe against Fnatic. We started being 1-3 and then 5-3, now 5-4 after the first half of the split. I do think we could see a really strong early game, as you said. We were really good regarding the objectives and really proactive and seeing more a confident play style. And I think that's really promising for the future weeks to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're feeling disappointed now, but if we look at it, analytically, we're halfway through the season. You've won 5 games, you've lost 4, so you're still up there near that upper half of the table. So looking at it from that point, do you take some optimism, from this?
Yeah, for sure. I think I have a little bit different approach than most teams because we put a lot of work into outside of the game, and we know that this structure will, as long as the season goes, will have more and more benefits. So having 5 out of 9 games that are wins is really good. I do expect that we are in the second part of the split doing better than the first part. So if that would mean we would end up with 6 wins in the second part, I would be really, really happy. I do think with 2 new additional players, having a new assistant coach, we have a really better foundation. We have a better personality fit. We're working really hard. We are on time at our meetings. We have discipline. We have a really high team spirit. And yeah, after even a 1 hour chrono break and long break, we are not supposed to be in the room, but obviously we can hear outside at the door how the guys were. And yeah, it's just amazing to see that the hard work is paying off. So yeah, from this side, result side, we're doing quite well. We are where we want to be right now, but we are actually a little bit more process oriented. So we really want to work on our individual and team goals because in the end, this will give us the edge and will give us the wins we want to have. Of course, I know can say the environment is great, but doesn't matter because we're in competitive sports. So you are getting measured by your results. But I do have to say, and it is right now the best start Excel has had 3 splits in a row that we have getting better and better and better. And yeah, I think the guys should really take the day off tomorrow. It's a really long day we had, and then we start with our team and individual set up on Monday again.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned team spirit because like I say, see, you guys will obviously be feeling disappointed right now. But up until this game, you'd won 4 matches in a row. You had a little bit of a rocky start, a couple of wins, couple of losses, but to get 4 wins in a row before this match, if you'd beaten Fnatic, and game one for me was pretty close before the bug. I know there was only a 4K gold difference, but you mentioned that team spirit. Would you say this is like the togetherness and the team spirit is at the highest that you've seen at XL so far?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I think it's the first time that I'm for the second year in an organization, and it feels a lot easier because you know the structure. You are really aligned with the coaching staff. They're working extremely well inside of the game. We have a really good setup fundamentals outside of the game, and 3 out of the players they already know that since either 2 splits or 1 split, and the new players they knew what they will buy into. And obviously, if there are 3 guys who already set up to this structure, then the 2 guys can't step out of the row, so they have to follow this. And yeah, therefore, I'm really, really happy how we're doing. The team spirit is really high. The first win we had was against Schalke. They had Ocean Soul. We are actually a team that is winning 100% against Ocean or against Souls. Both teams, Vitality and Schalke had Souls, but we still managed to win the games. And also, what you can see is maybe our early games hasn't been that strong yet, but we're always coming back, having goal deficits in almost all the games, and still coming back and winning most of them, like you said. And I think that is really speaking for the character and the sportsmanship and the camaraderie we are building here. And of course, we just got together and talked quickly about the game, reviewed, focus on the positives, what we still have to work on, and this is our approach. And also, what's really nice to see yesterday after the win, I was looking for a player asking if he's doing well, and I didn't find him because I didn't expect him to be in the gym. So straight after the win, he went to the gym and just focusing and getting better. Or after a win on a Friday, the players already talking about the Saturday game, what they want to do. And I think that's the mindset to go always seeing what's next. Obviously, we should enjoy the moment when we do something good, but they are really willing to get better and really students and wanting to learn and open-minded. So it's a really, really good environment we are creating here.
Yeah, and I've seen on Twitter the picture you took. You've been making pancakes for the team. Maybe that's boosted the team spirit as well. And I've seen, the newcomers, Checo lad, Dan. How have they been settling in? Because for Dan, this is a step up. He's British, and you guys are a British organisation, and he stepped up to the LEC for the first time in terms of like a full split. So how are they sort of settling in?
I think Dan has a really burning desire in showing how good he is. He has been along in the scene now, but hasn't been really had the chance to play in the LEC. He had, let's say, not the most optimal schedule, so he worked really hard on his schedule around. He's really demanding from the coaches. He wants to know what he can improve. Is really leading by example. Is really critical. He is a shot caller. He is a personality we missed. And we are all nice guys, but we're more a group of followers. But you have to have a leader, and it seems to be that he is the guy who's doing things. He's decisive and giving direction, and this is making a big impact. Also, it's great that he has won a lot on the UK level. I mean, won twice with Fnatic, rising the league, and then played EU Masters, and then Pavel Czekolat. He has won basically everything he could win. The Polish league, and then also winning EU Masters. So they're both coming with a huge confidence inside of the team. Obviously, there are still things they have to learn, but also the other players do. But I think it's a great fit, a great, let's say Pavel is a bit more positive, crazy personality. Dan is a little bit more strict and blunt, and so it's really good that they are matching and balancing each other out.
That sounds really positive, honestly. I think the question on the lips of a lot of Excel fans will be, I think, at the moment, can Excel reach playoffs? Now, obviously, you don't have a crystal ball, but from the positive signs and that you've seen and that you've told me about, for me, Excel could have made playoffs last year. It was a bit unlucky with that Schalke miracle run and so on. But, are you confident you can make it?
I think there is a storylines, and Excel is the only team they haven't made playoffs yet. For me, I do not really care too much about those things. Of course, it's important. People have to write headlines, but in the end, I don't want to focus on playoffs because I'm in a league to win it, not just to participate. For me, it's not a goal to be top 6 because in the case, if you just top 6 or 6th place, you are worse than the average. So I always was an athlete, and I want to win the leagues and win championships. So I was never thinking about becoming 6. Obviously, it's important to be top 6 in order to have the chance to be in the playoffs and then have the chance to win it all. But I really want to. It's a given for me that everyone wants to win the league and everyone wants to win every single game. And then we see when we're working hard and focusing on what we agreed upon and have these goals and create systems around these goals in order to reach them, that if this is all going the right way, we should have the best possible placement, the best possible record, and that should, especially since we always have been split better, that would mean now making it to playoffs. But I do think we should not anchor ourselves on this, because if you're psychological, say you're going to be top 6, it's really tough to be second or first, and it's really easy to be around 6 to 7, maybe 5th. And I don't want to focus on this number. I want to focus on the games. And that's also the approach we are having. Of course, in the end, and everyone does it, start to calculating how many wins do you need, what are the opponents doing, are they losing or winning against us or for us. It gets in your head, and that's why it's really important to be open about this. But I think we have a really mature mindset around this, and we try as a leadership group with the coaching staff to make the guys focus on game by game, whereas of course there will be always his thoughts about that. I think since we started at Excel, Joey and I, last year, we had new players like Tora, Patrick, and then in summer split, Kreis came in, and now we have Pavel and Chekulat. They weren't there when Excel was 9th and 10th, so we are a completely new team since then. And yeah, like you said, both splits we really closely missed playoffs, and now we obviously make changes because we think they are better, and then we expect also better results. So for us, it's actually not as big as it is for the fans and the community, maybe for the organization, because I will not be satisfied being average of the league. That means 5th place. But obviously this is the next step. First going into playoffs and then see what happens. But yeah, that's where we focus at.
During the chrono break, it's obviously quite a long break, because at first we thought we were going to have the chrono break, and then Riot said, there's a bit of a problem with the chrono break, we're going to do a remake. What were the players doing? I saw on the camera Fnatic were doing star jumps and jumping around. That must be a challenge, right? Yeah,
so basically I was standing for 40 minutes next to the door hearing how the mood was. The guys were joking a lot. They were really positive. Even though they were behind, they were saying, if this and this happen, we're going to win this game, guys. We are in it. They opened the window to get fresh air. They made also some sports, some activity to get the brain going, that you're not getting too tired. Because we do have a really healthy schedule, and now it's really, really late. So it was really important that they get the nutrition needed and stay focused. And we had the same against, I think, Misfits. And after this long break and after the chrono break, the guys were actually smashing them. And that's what I believe. All this extra work, the extra miles they are going, are gonna benefit exactly these situations where they have to have mental resilience, because it's really uncomfortable to be in a break when you have been so focused. All of a sudden it stops, and then it's for a really long time. How do you stay in this zone and then still have energy and know exactly what you want to do when the break stops?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it is very late for you. I appreciate you talking to me. Just to wrap up, last couple of points then. On the Samira bug, obviously Fnatic picked Samira again. So do you know if that bug was fixed? I'm guessing it couldn't have been fixed quickly.
I think they disabled Guardian Angel on it, but I'm also not too much of an expert, so I think it had something to do with the item and the champion combination. So so basically they couldn't do this, but I think that was the issue, and that's also why the chrono break did not work. But I'm not fully sure about this, and also not the most expert when it comes to the inside of the game.
No, same here. And obviously next week, Mad Lions and Astralis. Thoughts going into those matches?
I mean, obviously, like I said, we're always there wanting to win the games. I think right now, Mad, I think they won, so they are 5-4 as we are. Astralis picked up a win yesterday. They lost today. They won against Schalke and they lost today against SK, I think. So they're 2-7.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So no, I think they lost against Misfits. They lost against Misfits. So they're 2-7.
Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't really matter how the standings are, because we start with 0-0. We don't get a bony for having a better record. But obviously we are really confident in winning those games. But we do have to work really hard starting Monday, getting most out of the scrims and learning and reviewing the games from the weekend. But I do go really positive into the next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, you went toe-to-toe with Fnatic, and for me, you went toe-to-toe with G2 the other week as well. That must be really positive. So, thank you for talking to me, Fabian. Is there anything else you'd like to add on that, on that note of going toe to toe, or anything else you'd like to add?
I think the most important thing is for the community or fans to understand how hard the guys are working. Many people can't see that; they just see our games, but they're doing so much around sleep. They're having really strict guidelines and rules from my side. They're working out, and we just got a new sponsorship that we actually have our own gym, because gyms are closed and we want them to stay mentally fit, healthy, because obviously these guys like to be in the comfort zone, and if it's stressful, they're not in the comfort zone. So we want to make sure that they are more resistant to stress while having a stronger body, a stronger body and mind connection. And then also on the nutrition side, we are banning quite a lot of drinks. We are making sure the sugar intake is not too high or is coming from the right sources. And they're really working also on individual goals. And I think not many teams doing this as much as we are doing, and I think the fans should really appreciate that. And these guys are actually professionals, because we are in the highest league. Would I say it's always really professional right now? No, not yet. But I think we are coming really close to professional traditional sports, because obviously esports scene is quite younger compared to a century of traditional sports. So yeah, I think people are really just, or they're winning, they're good, or they're losing their shit. I think it's way more than just that. And like you said, you have seen it, I have seen it, and I'm not an expert, that we are actually progressing. We are not waiting for enemies' mistake. We're actually proactive, and this is giving us obviously the chances to win more games, because in football, if you're defending, don't have the ball, you can't actually score the goal. So you have to have the ball. And yeah, I think that's what I just want to share. Please keep supporting the guys. They might be really sad right now. Also, it was the UK Derby, and yeah, we would have loved to bring us and you guys a W. It didn't work, but we go again and work hard in order to get better results in the future.
Absolutely, and on that note as well, you mentioned performance and well-being. You've written a white paper for Excel, so anyone watching this, go check that out. I'll put the link in the description, and I think there might be more coming in the future. But yeah, I look forward to seeing more from you there, Fabian. Yeah, anything you want to add on that, on the white paper?
Yeah, we are thinking right now if maybe the right form is to do also videos, because some people don't have the longest attention span and don't want to read all of the stuff, and sometimes some of these tips are more handy to watch in a 1-2 minute video. So we are thinking about supporting the community and giving something back. But yeah, we are willing to spend time and resources into this, because for me it's key to share. I'm a sports psychologist, so I love people, helping people in sports. So of course I also want to have an impact on not just only our players, but also fans and community, to have hopefully an impact on having a healthier competitive gaming scene.
Absolutely, I can get behind that. Well, listen, thank you so much, Fabian. I know it's late. Please enjoy your rest. And you're going into the second half of the season with more wins than losses. I look forward to seeing what Excel can do next. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much. I hope I can catch my train now.
Oh gosh!
Like they stop driving at a certain point, but I think I'm still fine.
So, right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, catch your train, and I'll see you next time. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Thank you very much.